We are looking at the Nuvi 3597 Garmin GPS. Battery started dying on me. I don't know why, but I thought, well, what the heck, I'm going to try and fix this. So looking online, there was no videos, so I thought, well, let's try and make one. This is the unit here. It's a tight unit. I mean, it's clean, sleek. And I'll tell you, looking at how to get this thing apart on the front would seem impossible. So first thing I did was go to batteryship.com. They don't have the instructions on how to put the battery in for this exact model, so I said, well, let's see if we can figure this out. I did find a website that had a PDF file that helped immensely, at least to get the front off. This is their battery they sent me. Comes in a nice package. This is the original battery. I've already taken this apart. This is the original battery. It's got sticky tape that holds it in there. I don't know if the tape is on the unit. They also send a nice little package of tools that I did not have when I took it apart. I literally used a very sharp paring knife to pry the front off. When you look at the unit, it is a metal case. This is a metal case, okay, for the back, with a piece of glass and then a very thin liner around the outside. And you'll notice that there are those little notches. There's 3 of them on this end. There are, I think, 5 up on each side, and you'll notice that the connection here is at the base. Don't take this end down here apart first and jerk those wires out of there, otherwise you'll have a problem. The battery fits down in this area here. Let's see if I can point to it. Right in here. This is where the battery goes, right in here. Alright, so the trick to this is, when you pry the front out, those little teeny notches on the side there grip the inside of here. So, and I can't show you, but there's, like I said, a little piece of plastic on the outside of the glass. You want to be right next to the metal when you stick your tool in there and start prying. Try and pry at these 3 points here to get started, and just work yourself around each of these 3 edges here. Don't worry about this one down here, because when you open it up, it'll just come right out. So just keep going back and forth with whichever tool you want to use. This one here definitely won't damage anything, but looking at it in the bag, it looks pretty thick. So that's what you want to do. Pry that thing open. I wish I could have shown you how to do it, but it actually took me about 10 minutes of fooling around. Putting it back in is probably not going to be a problem. The connector here on the end can only go on one way. It literally just pushes down on top. I don't think it's a slide in. I think it just pushes down over the top. So I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens here. I've got some slides that are come along with this presentation also. It does not come with adhesive. It's plain battery. They've got this thing here. It looks like all you do is stick it on, and it helps you pull the battery out of the unit once it's in. But if it's not stuck down, it's not going to be in there very hard. And I noticed one other thing right down here at the bottom. See that little black notch there? And then there's one over here also. That is where these little detents go in. So when you, obviously this side is flat. When you pry a tool in there, it's going to want to try and, you know, kind of slip up. So maybe a nice sharp item is a good way to pull this out. I mean, better than the plastic piece they're going to give you that may slip along the side of this. Just pry it in there, you know, work it over a little bit and pull it up a little. Then go to the next one, pull it up a little. That's all I did, is stick it in, pull it up a little, and eventually those little springs at the bottom of here, and they're jammed in those holes at the bottom, will start working their way up. And then you'll notice it. It's really obvious, and then pretty soon this thing will just go boop and come slip right on out of there. I thought, this tool they give you, it's not going to work. It's a soft piece of plastic at the end, and you just can't get the prying that you can with a nice paring knife like this, okay? So start at one end. Remember, you're going to start at the end. Oh, I forgot. Forgot to make sure that little thing was located correctly up here. Okay, so you're going to start at the end that's got the little hole in it here, okay? Yeah, that's the end you want to start at. This end down here has got the couplers. So you're going to put that right in that crack, right next to the metal, right there, and you can kind of see that. And all you're going to do is start prying that up, and you can see it starting to come up there. I can't quite. It's coming up. Then you go to the next spot, you pry it up a little. Just keep doing that, and you'll hear it start coming undone. Where the heck is the picture here? There it comes. There you can see it starting to come out. That's all it takes. Starting to come out there. You just work your way around the outside like that. And it snaps in. First time might be a little more difficult, but it'll come right out. Don't worry. Just work your way around around the three edges. Don't worry about the bottom edge, right? And just work your way around, tip that thing out. Looks like I was able to peel the old piece of adhesive off of the original battery here. So I'm just going to put it on the back of the new battery. This side needs to face up. Put it on the back of the new one and install it. On there, I don't care if there's wrinkles in it as long as they're sticky on there so it doesn't slip around inside. Okay, I've encountered a small problem. It looks like that connector came off of there. But looking closely at it, it looks like it pushes straight back down onto there. So I've already got the battery in, and I was fooling around trying to get those red and black and white wires to tuck down next to the battery. If you can see the battery in there, slide it all the way up as far as you can to try and give yourself some room to get those wires tucked in. And we'll pick it up here in a second. Alright, well, I've got it back in there. The time has come to see if it's going to actually start up here. So let's try and hit the button. Oh, success. It's working. Alright, just snap her back together. That's all you got to do. I tell you, anybody looking to buy one of these units, it's a nice unit. I know one of the things people complain about, they want to turn the speed alarms on and all that stuff. Well, I did what I read online. You basically put the locale in like Europe or something like that, whatever the first one is down there, it's Europe, and it initiates all that stuff. And I left it that way for quite a while and was getting irritated because it would show degrees in Celsius instead of Fahrenheit. So I thought, oh, what the heck, I'm going to switch it back to American. So I put the locale back to American. Well, that was after I turned on auto zoom and all those functions that you want showing. So now that I'm back in American, they're still all showing. So it's beautiful. You can't turn them on and off because you're not in the right locale to turn them on and off, but at least your degrees Celsius, all that stuff. I've got the Eco challenge deal, blue streak thing hooked up. That works beautiful. This is a nice little unit. Listens to you very well. The phone isn't worth a darn hardly. I mean, it works, but I mean, you can easily tell it addresses. It'll recognize your voice. Nice little unit. Good luck with your battery exchange.